Right? So design, thinking, human-centered design, it's about learning, understanding, and realizing. So, and by realizing, I mean realize your ideas and make them real. And you'll notice that I say in every single stage, there's make more, and there's continue making. Right? Because it's not actually about thinking. It's not about sitting in your room. It's about actually going out there with your body, about doing things, and actually getting them out, getting them tangible, getting them in front of real people at every stage of the process. So, if we think of design as 3 stages, there are ways to learn, and there are ways to understand and realize. If you're looking to understand somebody's behavior in a topic, one of the techniques human-centered designers use is to actually give somebody a notebook or a camera, and they'll ask them, hey, tomorrow, can you photograph what you think are the most important or painful moments of that process? Right? And that's it. You give them the camera, and they go and take photos. So now you're trying to solve a pain. You're trying to make something better. That person is showing you exactly what they consider painful. And then you come back, and when you go and you have that interview next time, you have that interview around those photos. It changes the conversation completely from you asking questions to you saying, well, why did you photograph this? Oh, well, what's so annoying about that? What was the reason? Where were you when that happened? Does that happen all the time? Right? It's around something that that person is sharing. So as much as possible, we also like to let our research subjects actually share things themselves. So hey Riga, it's been a pretty amazing 9 months so far. I've loved the kind of little bits I've seen of how your communities come together and celebrate festivals and Festival of Lights and Baltanacht and all of these good things where all of a sudden the whole city changes and fills with positive energy. And if I have any one wish, it's for you to kind of embrace larger communities. So not just your own, but to understand that the world also has these kinds of things and needs that same kind of level of spirit of coming together, of celebrating and changing spaces and changing perceptions in the same way that with a single festival, with a single light installation, you can get a new space. With a simple idea, we can get a new conversation. So embrace communities, embrace your own, and be positive about that change and moving forward.
stuff inside. I like the sound right up. Example, blockchain.
Let's all calm down. It's very nice. My name is Davis, and I'm from the Tech Hub Riga. team. And question, who haven't been to any tech hub meetup before? You raise your hand, please. How many new people around here? This is something new, very nice. And Tech Hub Riga and all this place, you are now part of a little experiment. This is so-called minimum viable meetup space. Here currently in Latvia, it's a Mākslas un Tehnoloģiju kvartāls, Sparta 2, but this is going to be a massive square with full of both digital agencies, and then there's co-working space, then there's Kim, and there's big event space. I think this is going to be bakery, so a food place, bakery, and then there's going to be a restaurant. So while the bakery is not there, we thought that we might use this nice premises to check it out as a little extreme place of storage space. How many marketing specialists do we have here in sales? Well, let's put it together, marketing and sales.
Thank you, Davis, for hosting this, and thank you for inviting me. I think when we discussed what can we tell you guys about, because the last 2 years of Juro were quite bad, so it's always very difficult to go back in time and select something that would be interesting for you. But we thought that product market fit is one of the first challenges that any startup faces. Whatever you would do, finding your customer and building something for that customer is critical. So there are a lot of YouTube videos and really good books on theory. So I thought I would not bore you with that. I would just tell you Juro's story. So we started with a big idea of, okay, the legal industry is going to change. And that's the whole narrative, that's the strategy, that's the vision, right? How would we help change or bring that revolution? We have looked at cool stuff like blockchains, Ethereum, machine learning. At one point in time, we built a conversational bot. But all of this, I guess you can dream big, but you have to start somewhere, right? Tiny parts, because again, 2 people, one is in Riga, one is in London. You cannot do a lot of machine learning there. Hypothesis, you gotta start with some idea of where you can find your customers and what you can actually build for them. And our idea was, right, big market, meaning a lot of people using your product, your service. Or you have cash, you have revenue, someone actually gave their money to you. And I can later go into the details of the investment business, but that's how venture capital or angel investors decide whether they will fund you and whether they will give you money. They don't have time to dig deeper into technologies, they don't have time to dig deeper into what's your big strategy. Either you have traction or you have revenue. That's pretty much it. What we had, and that was pretty depressing, we realized after rolling that product that we didn't have either of those, so we didn't have a lot of traction. People loved it, but you don't make contracts every day, right? Why would you? And essentially, it's people really try to avoid lawyers normally, normal people, and no one is ready. How do you get them to pay? Again, freelancers not paying. And this is an actual photo of our team and product. We try to get into the product market fit, but no. And then we didn't even do this. This was some Upwork dude that did this for us in a couple of days. And really, it didn't change anything, because that's what changed, right? We had customers coming to us after we started explaining what the product does. But to give you a quick example, that would be a company that has a high volume of medium value contracts. So that means that the volume is quite high for them to have this pain of managing contracts going through the system or through the organization. Big enough that they actually have the money to, and they're growing and they have a need to do this. And not super high value. So it's not a contract. Those are not contracts for like $100 million.
And those are specifically sales paperwork, not internal, not HR, nothing?
We do power HR. We do power HR, but that's not. I think that's more our customers see that they love how the sales paperwork work, and they request like, can we expand this to another geography? Can we expand this to another category like HR?
I have maybe a different approach, like an off-topic approach. But how does someone from Accenture become an entrepreneur? You maybe in a minute at that stage. So from a stable job package to 3 months or 4 months, no salary, and
that was like long. That was like I don't know how many years, like more than 15 years ago. I started with Accenture when they were like pretty small. I think it was like 30 people, something like this, like a tiny group of people. And I think the spirit was a bit different than it is today. And I think that just formed my understanding of how and what I want to do. And pretty soon I've started a business with a couple of colleagues from Accenture. So you might have heard about it. It's called Idea Ports Riga. It's a software development company in Riga. So I've worked there for 6 years, I don't remember. And then I exited it and went to business school because I was thinking about doing something else. And then I looked at everything else and I was like, nah. Like this is much better.
Is anyone?
My name is Daniel. I'm a co-founder and a product lead for the startup named Trace. And I'm here to tell you. So what we do is we supply shooters with a great experience of motion tracking, which allows them to track their shooting technique by aiming and literally become better by tracking out their mistakes. To the moment, we've existed for around a year and a half. We're working in the market for 1 year. We have more than 250 happy customers all over the globe, and some of them are really taking gold medals on their competitions thanks to the system that we actually produced. So this is kind of positive. What I want to do is I want to call all the software engineers. We're Volt. I'm Matthias, and
I'm Tony. We're launchers for a startup called Volt. And what is Volt? Well, we all eat 2 to 5 times a day, right? And Volt is the easiest way for discovering and ordering great food from the best restaurants with a push of a button. Volt combines a smooth, clean, Apple-awarded app with a world-class food service. In 1 to 2 years, every single smartphone will have one item for food, and Volt aims to be that item.
Yeah, so when we are coming to a city, so we build like a kind of infrastructure there. So we connect the restaurants who provide the food, we connect the couriers who deliver the food, and we connect the customers who then eat and orders the food. So our CEO is Mikki Kuusi, who is the founder of Slush, the tech event held in Helsinki. We have gathered in total of 15 million of funding. And we're now launching in Riga by the end of the summer.
And that said, we're in search for a local team. If you're interested or know someone who might want to work for Volt, check us out at volt.com/jobs or just come talk to us. Thanks, guys.
Currently, I'm presenting something for Latvia in particular, working with local entrepreneurs. It is dedicated on the 100th anniversary that is coming, the independence anniversary. And we want to create for this special occasion something in the area of 3D modeling and printing, something great that you can create and share with your guests here in Riga that are coming for the celebrations. So if you're into 3D printing, modeling, again, contact me and I will be happy to make it work together. Thanks.
Old school entrepreneurs and self-employed people. So if you don't have a website, or if you have a website that's from 90s, I'm starting a new web design agency and I'm looking for my first clients. So what I'll do is willing to make a really cool 21st century responsive website for a very cheap price in exchange for a testimonial if I do a really good job, which I hope I will. And if you guys are not here, but you might know some, dentists, local cleaning services who might need a website upgrade, I'll buy you a beer, anything, just get me a client, and thank you. So my email is gustav.getkens@gmail.com, so gustav.getkens@gmail.com. If you don't remember that, just ask Davis, he'll give you my contact details. I'll really appreciate that because cold calling is not easy. So if you get me a client, I'll be very happy. Thank you.
Sveiki! Šodien bijām foršā teha pasākumā, kur tiekās vairāki entuziasti no tehniskās un ne tikai tehniskās mūsu Rīgas zonas. Ļoti iesāku, pats esmu arī no jauna treis projekta Rīgā. Un esat radoši, esat pelnoši, vai tiekāties pie tā, kas jūsu ceļu novedīs uz pelnošām vietām. Veiksmes!